Tonight, as you lie here in the quiet, you are resting inside a hole in the universe. A vast, gentle emptiness, nearly 2 billion light-years across. Our galaxy, our sun, our small, warm world, and you. All of it floating softly near the middle of one of the largest empty regions ever discovered in all the cosmos. Astronomers found it not long ago, almost by accident, while patiently counting galaxies. Everywhere they looked, near us, there were fewer galaxies than there should be. About a fifth fewer in every direction, stretching outward for 1 billion light-years and more. They checked and checked again, and the answer held. We live inside a great cosmic clearing, an immense and quiet underdense bubble, where the universe is just a little emptier, a little more spacious, a little more still than almost anywhere else. They gave it a quiet name, the KBC Void. For a long time, a discovery like this might have felt unsettling. To learn that we are adrift in a desert of space, in a hole, in an emptiness, it can sound lonely. But I want to offer you a different way to feel it tonight. Because to live inside a cosmic void is, in truth, to live in the most spacious, most peaceful, most uncrowded room in all the universe. A great, quiet clearing in the cosmic forest, where the sky is a little darker and the silence a little deeper, and where a small, warm world can rest, undisturbed, far from the crowded and violent places of the cosmos. We are not castaways in a desert. We are dwellers in a vast and gentle clearing, resting in the quietest neighborhood there is. So here's the question I want us to carry together through the quiet hours ahead. What does it mean that we live not in the crowded heart of the cosmos, but in one of its great calm clearings, a vast, gentle emptiness that surrounds us on every side? And could it be that this quiet, spacious place, far from being a lonely exile, is exactly the kind of peaceful clearing where a small world could rest, and a wondering mind could wake and look out in stillness at the whole vast universe beyond? Welcome. This is Cosmic Nocturne. Get comfortable. Close your eyes if you'd like. You don't need to watch tonight, only listen. Together, we're going to drift out into the great cosmic clearing that holds us, and understand it, gently, piece by piece, until our vast, quiet emptiness no longer feels like a hole to fear, but like the calm and spacious home it truly is. The stillest, most peaceful clearing in all the cosmos, holding our small, warm world, and you tonight, in its great, gentle quiet. Let your breathing slow as we begin. There is nothing here you need to hold on to, nothing to remember by morning, nothing to understand all at once. This is not a lecture about the cosmos. It is a slow, gentle drift out into the great, quiet clearing that holds us, and softly back again, told gently enough to carry you towards sleep. If your eyes are still open, you can let them close now. You do not need to follow every word. You only need to rest and let the quiet truth of our spacious home settle softly over you, the way the night settles over the turning world. Let each breath grow a little slower, a little deeper, as we drift out together into the great, calm emptiness that has cradled our world through all the ages. So, settle in. There's no hurry. The void has held us gently for the whole age of the earth. It can hold us a little longer while you rest. Let's begin with what it really means to live inside a cosmic void, because the word void sounds so much emptier and colder than the gentle truth of it. When astronomers say we live in a void, they do not mean we live in a true nothingness, a place scrubbed clean of everything. They mean something softer and lovelier than that. They mean we live in a region where the galaxies are spread just a little more thinly than average, where if you drew a great sphere around us, 1 billion light-years wide, and counted all the galaxies inside, you would find about 1/5 fewer than you would expect in a typical patch of the universe. Not empty, just gentler, just more spacious, just a little more quiet and uncrowded than the cosmic average.
Think of the whole universe as a vast forest. In most of that forest, the trees, the galaxies, grow close together in dense groves and crowded thickets, in great tangled clusters where the branches knit together overhead. But here and there, scattered through the forest, are clearings, open, gentle glades where the trees grow farther apart, where the light falls more softly, where there is room to breathe and space to see the sky. We do not live in the dense thicket of the cosmos. We live in one of its clearings, a great, quiet, spacious glade in the cosmic forest, where the galaxies stand farther apart, and the immense calm of open space stretches gently around us in every direction. And there is something deeply peaceful in that, when you let it settle, rather than something lonely. The crowded places of the universe, the dense clusters, the great knots where thousands of galaxies press together, are places of constant collision and disturbance, where galaxies tear at one another and space is never still. But the clearings, the voids, are the calm places, the quiet places, the places where a galaxy can drift for ages without ever being jostled, where a small world can circle its star in peace, undisturbed, for billions of years. To live in a void is to live in the most undisturbed neighborhood there is, the calm, open clearing, far from the crowded violence of the cosmic groves. So when you hear that we live inside an emptiness, do not picture a cold and lonely desert. Picture a gentle clearing in a vast forest, where the light falls soft and the air is still, and there is room, endless room, to rest. That is where we live. That is the quiet, spacious place that has held our world in peace through all the long ages. And before we drift further out into it, let me say something gentle, so that you can move through all of this without bracing against it. We are going to find that we live inside one of the largest emptinesses ever discovered. And that fact, told one way, can sound frightening, can sound like exile, like loneliness, like being lost. But that is not the truth of it, and it is not how we will hear it tonight. By the end of this journey, I hope the great void that holds us will feel like the gentlest thing imaginable. A calm and spacious home, a peaceful clearing, a place of deep shelter and quiet. We are not going to find a frightening hole out there. We are going to find a vast, gentle, sheltering emptiness that has cradled our world through all the ages, and that holds you, even now, in the stillest peace there is. So, there is nothing to brace against. There is only a great quiet clearing waiting to be understood, and a whole gentle night to drift through it together. And tonight, it is holding you, in the stillest clearing in all the cosmos. There is something quietly wonderful in how we came to know that we live in this great clearing, because it was not through fear or dramatic discovery, but through patience, through the slow, careful, humble work of counting. For a long time, no one knew. We could see the galaxies around us, scattered across the sky, and they seemed plentiful enough. But to know whether our neighborhood was crowded or sparse, you cannot simply glance at the sky. You have to count, patiently, methodically, galaxy by galaxy, mapping not just where they are on the dome of the heavens, but how far away each one lies, building a great three-dimensional map of the cosmos around us. And that is painstaking work. It took surveys spanning years, measuring hundreds of thousands of galaxies, each one's distance carefully estimated from the faint stretching of its light. And when astronomers finally stepped back and looked at the map they had built, they noticed something gentle and surprising. Near us, in every direction, the galaxies were spread just a little more thinly than they should be. Not dramatically, not frighteningly, just softly, consistently thinner. About a fifth fewer galaxies than the cosmic average, across a vast region stretching outward for 1 billion light-years and more. We were sitting, it seemed, near the middle of a great, gentle, underdense bubble. A quiet clearing in the cosmic forest, larger than almost anything we had ever mapped. They were careful, as good astronomers always are. They checked the result against different surveys, looked at the sky from different angles, counted in different ways, and the gentle emptiness held. Everywhere they looked near us, the same soft thinning of the galaxies, the same quiet spaciousness, the same great calm clearing surrounding our small world on every side. The discovery earned its quiet name, the KBC Void, from the initials of the 3 patient astronomers who first mapped it clearly. I find something lovely in that, and worth carrying towards sleep. We did not discover our cosmic home through some violent revelation. We discovered it through patience, through counting, through the slow and humble work of paying careful attention to what was really there. For all of human history, we lived inside this great quiet clearing without ever knowing it. And then, gently, by counting the soft lights of the galaxies one by one, we came to understand the spacious, peaceful emptiness that had been holding us all along. There is a kind of tenderness in that the universe revealed our quiet home not with a shout, but with a whisper to those patient enough to listen. The word void can make you picture an absolute nothingness, a black and barren vacuum, scrubbed of all things. But the cosmic void we live in is nothing like that. It is gently, quietly full in its own spacious way, and understanding what fills it can turn the emptiness into something almost cozy. Our void is not empty of galaxies. It holds a great many, our own Milky Way and our neighbor Andromeda, and dozens of smaller galaxies in our local group, and far beyond them, thousands upon thousands more, scattered through the great clearing. There are even, within our void, substantial gatherings of galaxies, long, gentle filaments, and our own home supercluster, a vast structure holding 100,000 galaxies. The void is underdense, only in the sense that, averaged over its whole enormous volume, the galaxies are spread a little more thinly than the cosmic average. But it is not barren. It is softly, abundantly populated, just gently, just spaciously, with more room between the lights than in the crowded heart of the cosmos. And beyond the galaxies, the void is filled with other gentle presences. There is the dark matter we have spoken of on other nights, the invisible, faithful cradle that drifts through all of space, present even here, holding the gentle structures of our clearing together. There are soft wisps of hydrogen gas drifting between the galaxies, the raw material from which stars are still slowly being born. And there is the gentle energy woven into space itself, present everywhere, even in the emptiest reaches. The void is not a nothing. It is a vast, spacious somewhere, gently filled with galaxies and invisible matter and drifting gas and the soft energy of space, all spread out, calm and uncrowded, through the great clearing that holds us. So when you picture the emptiness around us tonight, do not picture a cold, black vacuum. Picture a vast, dim, gentle clearing, softly scattered with the lights of distant galaxies, threaded through with invisible cradling matter and drifting veils of gas, calm and spacious and quietly full. It is emptier than the crowded places of the cosmos, yes, but it is not empty. It is simply gentle, simply spacious, simply the most uncrowded and peaceful neighborhood there is, where everything has room to drift, undisturbed, through the great quiet. There is a comfort in that, I think. We do not live in a barren nothing. We live in a softly populated clearing, with galaxies for distant neighbors and invisible matter for a cradle, spread gently around us through a vast and peaceful space. The emptiness is not absence. It is spaciousness, gently filled. Let me linger a moment on those distant galaxies that share our clearing, because there is something tender in thinking of them as neighbors rather than as strangers across a void. Our nearest large companion, the great spiral of Andromeda, drifts a couple of million light-years away, close enough that we can see it with the unaided eye on a dark night, a faint, soft smudge of light that is, in truth, a whole galaxy of hundreds of billions of stars. And around us drift dozens of smaller galaxies, our little local family, bound together gently by gravity, keeping us company in the great clearing. We are not a single lonely island in the void. We are part of a small gathering of galaxies, a quiet neighborhood within the clearing, drifting together through the spacious dark.
And beyond our little family, scattered through the wider clearing, are thousands upon thousands more galaxies. Distant, yes, separated by great, gentle gulfs of space. But there, shining softly, filling even our underdense void with the quiet presence of distant light. When you look out into our clearing, you are never looking into true nothingness. You are looking across a vast, dim, gently populated space, scattered everywhere with the soft lights of galaxies near and far, each one a whole island of stars, each one a distant neighbor sharing our great, quiet home. The clearing is spacious, but it is not lonely. It is softly full of light, all the way out to its distant edges. So the void is not absence. It is spaciousness, gently filled, with galaxies for neighbors, with invisible matter for a cradle, with drifting gas and the soft glow of distant light, all spread calmly around us through the great, peaceful clearing that holds us. Here is something I find deeply consoling about living inside a cosmic void, and it is worth dwelling on as the night settles around you. The void is, quite literally, one of the most peaceful and undisturbed places in all the universe. To live here is to live far from the violence of the cosmos, in a great, calm clearing where almost nothing ever disturbs the quiet. Think about what happens in the crowded places of the universe, the dense galaxy clusters, the great knots where thousands of galaxies press together. Those are places of constant cosmic violence. Galaxies collide and tear at one another. Gas is stripped away and heated to millions of degrees, blazing with radiation. Enormous black holes at the centers of crowded galaxies blast out tremendous jets of energy. Stars are born and die in great, violent bursts. The dense regions of the cosmos are turbulent, restless, dangerous, places where a quiet world could hardly find peace. But the voids are different. In the great calm clearings, the galaxies drift far apart, rarely meeting, rarely disturbing one another. There are no great collisions, no violent stripping of gas, no turbulent crowding. A galaxy in a void can circle gently for billions of years, undisturbed, its stars and worlds drifting in peace. The void is the cosmic countryside, quiet, spacious, slow, far from the crowded turbulence of the great cities of galaxies. It is the place where things are left alone, where the deep quiet is rarely broken, where peace can last for ages uninterrupted. And we live there. Our small, warm world, our gentle sun, our quiet galaxy, all drifting in one of the calmest, most undisturbed clearings in all the cosmos. While the crowded hearts of distant clusters churn with violence, our neighborhood drifts in peace, spacious and still, sheltered by its very emptiness from the turbulence of the cosmic crowds. We did not arise in the dangerous thick of things. We arose in a quiet clearing, in the peaceful countryside of the universe, in exactly the kind of calm and undisturbed place where a world might circle its star in peace for the billions of years that life needs to slowly unfold. I find a deep gratitude in that as I lie in the dark. We are not in the violent heart of the cosmos. We are in its gentlest clearing, the quiet countryside, far from the turbulence, where peace can last. The very emptiness that might have sounded lonely is, in truth, a profound shelter, a great calm room that has kept our world undisturbed through all the long ages it took for life and for us to arise. We are held tonight in the most peaceful place there is. If you are finding some calm in drifting through this quiet clearing with me, and you would like more of these gentle journeys to find you on other nights, you might take a soft moment to subscribe. It is the simplest way to let the next one come to you. And then let the thought go and return to the peaceful emptiness and the great calm dark. It is worth dwelling, too, on how much peace a place like ours offers to the slow, patient work of life. Life does not arise quickly. It needs vast stretches of undisturbed time. Billions of years of a world circling its star in stability, without catastrophe, without the violent disruptions that fill the crowded places of the cosmos. In the dense clusters, near the turbulent hearts of great galaxy crowds, such peace is hard to find. There, exploding stars and violent radiation, and the constant jostling of crowded space make stability rare and fragile. But in the quiet clearing, in the gentle countryside of the void, that long, undisturbed peace is exactly what there is in abundance.
A world here can circle its star, calm and sheltered, for the immense spans of time that life needs to slowly stir and grow, and at last awaken into wondering. The very quiet of our clearing is what gave life the long, peaceful stretch it needed to arise. So there is a profound gentleness in where we find ourselves. In the calm, sheltered countryside of the cosmos, far from the violence, in exactly the kind of quiet clearing where a world could rest undisturbed long enough for life to slowly wake. We were held in peace through all the long ages by the very emptiness around us. And tonight, that same gentle shelter holds you in the most peaceful place there is. There is a soft and surprising motion woven into life inside a void, and it is one of the gentlest things in all of cosmology once you understand it without fear. We, and our whole galaxy, are very slowly drifting, carried gently outward through the great clearing toward its distant edges, in a motion so soft and so slow it would take far longer than the age of the Earth to cross even a part of it. Here is why. Because the void is gently underdense, because there is a little less matter inside it than outside, the great gatherings of galaxies that lie beyond its edges in the denser surrounding regions pull on everything within the void with their gentle gravity. And so, ever so slowly, the galaxies inside the clearing drift outward, toward those distant, denser shores, like leaves drifting gently across a wide, calm pond toward its far banks. Our own galaxy drifts this way, carried softly outward through the void at a stately pace, fast by the measure of earthly things, but unimaginably gentle against the vastness of the clearing, which is so enormous that even at this drift, it would take hundreds of millions of years to cross any meaningful part of it. I want you to notice how unhurried this all is, because the gentleness of it is the heart of the matter. This is not a violent flight, not a falling, not a being flung. It is the softest imaginable drift, a slow, gentle settling, like the way a wide pond's surface drifts imperceptibly, like the way mist drifts across a valley at dawn. Across the whole span of a human life, across the whole span of all human history, this drift carries us a distance that is, against the size of the void, almost nothing at all. The clearing is so vast and the drift so gentle that we will rest within its calm for longer than the earth has existed, and longer still. Nothing about it disturbs the deep peace of our cosmic home. And there is something quietly beautiful, I think, in being gently carried this way, in knowing that even our great stillness is, in truth, the softest of motions, a slow and peaceful drift through a vast, calm clearing, guided by the gentle gravity of distant galaxies we will never reach. We are not flung through the cosmos. We are carried gently, like something held in a slow and patient current, drifting across the great quiet pond of the void at a pace too soft to feel, through ages too long to imagine. There is no violence in it, only the gentlest of motions, carrying us slowly through the peaceful dark. So as you lie still tonight, know that you are not truly still. You are drifting, ever so gently, through the great calm clearing, carried softly outward at a pace beyond all feeling, held in a slow and patient cosmic current that has carried our world peacefully through all the ages of its life. The drift is gentle, the clearing is vast, and there is nothing in any of it but the softest, slowest, most peaceful motion through the quiet dark. I find a strange tenderness in the thought that we are always, even now, in gentle motion, though we feel perfectly still. As you lie there, certain that you are resting motionless in your bed, you are in truth being carried by the turning of the earth, by the earth's circling of the sun, by the sun's slow orbit through the galaxy, and by this gentlest drift of all, our whole galaxy being carried softly through the great clearing of the void. Layer upon layer of gentle motion, all of it so smooth and so vast that you feel none of it, that it registers as perfect stillness. You are, at this very moment, traveling through the cosmos in half a dozen gentle ways at once, and yet you rest, perfectly at peace, feeling nothing but the soft quiet of your room.
There is something deeply restful in that, I think. All this motion, all this gentle carrying, and not a whisper of it disturbs your peace. The earth turns, the sun drifts, the galaxy is carried through the void, and you lie still, held so smoothly within all of it that it feels like perfect rest. We are being carried, always, by forces too vast and too gentle to feel, through a cosmos that bears us softly along without ever once disturbing our quiet. You do not have to hold yourself up, or move yourself forward, or do anything at all. You are being carried gently through the great clearing, as you have been every moment of your life. You can simply rest and let yourself be carried through the soft and patient dark. Now I want to share with you one of the most fascinating, gentle puzzles in all of modern cosmology. A puzzle that our quiet clearing may help to solve. It is sometimes called the Hubble tension, and though the name sounds severe, the heart of it is rather beautiful. The universe seems to be opening at two slightly different speeds, depending on how you measure it. and our void may be the gentle reason why. We have spoken before of how the universe is slowly opening, the space between the galaxies gently growing. Astronomers measure how fast this opening happens, and they have two main ways to do it. One way looks deep into the past, at the faint afterglow of the universe's beginning, and from that ancient light calculates how fast space should be opening today. The other way looks at the nearby universe, at the galaxies and stars relatively close to us, and measures directly how fast they are drifting apart. Both methods are careful, precise, and beautiful, and they give slightly different answers. The nearby measurement comes out a little faster than the ancient one, by about 9%. For a while, this gentle disagreement puzzled everyone. Both measurements seemed right, yet they did not quite agree. But here is where our quiet clearing offers a lovely possible answer. Remember that gentle outward drift we spoke of? The way everything inside the void is slowly carried toward its denser edges by the pull of distant galaxies. If we are measuring the nearby universe from inside this drifting clearing, then the galaxies around us would appear to be drifting apart a little faster than the true cosmic average, because they are not only being carried by the universe's general opening, but also by that gentle extra outward drift of the void. We would measure a slightly faster opening, not because the universe truly opens faster here, but because we are watching it from inside a gently drifting clearing. I find this genuinely beautiful, rather than troubling. It means we may not be measuring the universe wrong at all. We may simply be measuring it from a particular, gentle place, from inside our own quiet clearing, which adds its own soft drift to everything we see. The two speeds are not a contradiction or a crisis. They are a gentle clue, pointing back to the spacious emptiness that holds us, telling us something true about where we live. The very disagreement in the measurements may be the void's quiet way of revealing itself, of letting us know that we rest inside a great, gentle clearing, whose soft drift gently colors all that we observe. There is a humility in this that I find lovely. It reminds us that we always see the universe from somewhere, from a particular place, with its own gentle character that softly shapes our view. We are not gazing at the cosmos from nowhere, from some perfect, neutral vantage. We are gazing at it from inside our own quiet home, our own spacious clearing, which gently tints everything we see. And rather than a limitation, there is something intimate in that our view of the whole vast universe is colored softly by the particular gentle emptiness we happen to call home. And I find something almost reassuring in the way this gentle puzzle is being worked out, not through fear or crisis, but through patient, careful, humble attention. When the two measurements first disagreed, no one panicked. Astronomers simply kept measuring, kept refining, kept asking gently what the disagreement might be telling them. Some wondered if we were measuring something slightly wrong. Some wondered if there was new physics to discover. And some wondered, quietly, whether the answer might lie in where we live, in the gentle clearing that holds us, and the soft drift it lends to everything nearby.
The puzzle is not yet fully solved, and that is part of its beauty. The universe still holds gentle mysteries, still has quiet things left to teach us, still rewards patient attention with deeper understanding. There is something peaceful, I think, in a cosmos that still keeps a few gentle secrets, that has not been fully explained, fully measured, fully closed. The two speeds of the opening universe are not a crisis to fear. They are an open question, a gentle mystery, an invitation to keep looking, keep wondering, keep paying patient attention to the great clearing that holds us. And whether the answer lies in our void or in some deeper truth still waiting to be found, there is a quiet joy in knowing that the universe is still unfolding its understanding to us, gently, a little at a time, rewarding our patience with wonder. To understand our quiet clearing, it helps to step back and see the whole great structure it belongs to, because the voids are not lonely accidents scattered at random. They are part of one of the most beautiful patterns in all of nature, a vast and gentle architecture that spans the entire cosmos. When we map where all the galaxies lie, across billions of light years, a breathtaking pattern emerges. The galaxies are not sprinkled randomly through space. They gather into long, luminous threads, filaments, made of thousands of galaxies, stretching across hundreds of millions of light years. These threads meet and cross at great glowing knots, where the galaxies cluster most densely. And the threads weave together into a vast, delicate branching structure that fills all of space. The cosmic web, the largest pattern that exists, like a great cosmic lacework, or the branching of roots and rivers, or the soft web of veins in a living thing. And between the shining threads of the web lie the voids, the great calm clearings, the gentle open spaces, taking up most of the volume of the universe while holding only a little of its matter. The web of bright threads and the dark, spacious clearings between them are two halves of one single beautiful pattern. You cannot have the glowing filaments without the quiet voids between them. They are made together, shaped together, woven together into the grand architecture of the cosmos. The bright threads are where the matter gathered. The voids are the gentle spaces it gathered out of. The calm clearings left behind, vast and quiet and open, between the luminous threads of light. Our quiet clearing is one of those gentle spaces, one of the open glades in the great cosmic web, bordered by distant luminous threads of galaxies, holding our small world in its calm. We are not adrift in a formless dark. We are nestled in one of the spacious clearings of the most beautiful structure that exists, the great cosmic web of light and shadow, threads and clearings, woven together across all of space into a pattern of such delicacy and grandeur that we can hardly take it in. And here is a thought to rest in. The voids are not flaws in the cosmic web, not failures, not gaps where something went wrong. They are an essential half of the pattern, the calm, open, spacious half, the gentle clearings that make the bright threads possible, that give the whole structure its delicate, branching beauty. Without the voids, there would be no web. The emptiness is not the absence of the pattern. The emptiness is part of the pattern. The quiet, spacious, necessary other half of the most beautiful structure in all the cosmos. And we live in one of its gentle clearings, woven into the great design. I think there is a quiet wisdom in this that reaches gently beyond cosmology. We tend to value only the full places, the bright places, the threads where things gather and shine, and to think of the empty spaces, the quiet gaps, the open clearings, as lesser, as absence, as nothing. But the cosmos teaches otherwise. The empty spaces are not lesser, they are essential. The great pattern needs its quiet clearings as much as its bright threads. The beauty lives in the whole, in the weaving together of the full and the empty, the light and the spacious dark. The emptiness is not the failure of the pattern. It is half of its grace. And perhaps that is true of the quiet, empty spaces in a life as well. The still hours, the open pauses, the gentle clearings between the busy, bright moments. We so often think only the full and busy times matter, and that the quiet, empty spaces are wasted, are nothing. But like the voids of the cosmos, the quiet, open spaces may be an essential half of the pattern. The calm clearings that give the whole its shape and its grace, that make rest and stillness and peace possible at all. Tonight is one of those gentle clearings, and there is nothing lesser about it. It is half of the beauty, the quiet, spacious, necessary half, where you can simply rest. Where did our quiet clearing come from? How did the great voids of the cosmos arise? These vast, gentle emptinesses woven through the web of light. The answer is one of the most beautiful stories in all of cosmology, and it reaches all the way back to the first moments of the universe, and it turns the emptiness into something almost tender. In the very beginning, the matter of the universe was spread out almost perfectly smoothly, a near uniform mist filling all of space. But not quite perfectly. There were the faintest possible ripples in that early mist, tiny places where it was a whisper denser than average, and tiny places where it was a whisper thinner. So slight were these ripples that they were almost nothing at all, a difference of about 1 part in 100,000. But they were the seeds of everything that would ever come to be. Because gravity is patient, and gravity gathers. The places that were a whisper denser pulled in a little more matter, and grew denser still, and pulled in more, slowly, over hundreds of millions of years, gathering into the galaxies and the great clusters and the shining threads of the cosmic web. And the places that were a whisper thinner did the opposite. As the denser regions drew matter toward themselves, the thinner regions gave their matter up, growing gradually emptier, gradually more spacious, gradually opening into the great calm clearings we call voids. The voids did not form by something being taken away violently. They formed by a gentle, patient emptying, matter drifting softly out of the thinner regions toward the denser ones, over billions of years, leaving behind the spacious, quiet clearings of the cosmos. So our void, our great quiet home, began as one of those faint, thin places in the early cosmic mist. a region that happened to be a whisper less dense than its surroundings. And across billions of patient years, as gravity gently gathered the denser regions into the bright web around us, our thin place slowly opened into the vast, spacious clearing that holds us now. The emptiness we rest in was shaped with infinite patience, across almost the whole age of the universe, from the faintest whisper of thinness in the early mist into the great, calm glade that has cradled our world. There is something I find deeply moving in this, to carry toward sleep. Our quiet home was not made suddenly, not made by any violence, but shaped slowly and gently across the entire history of the cosmos, from the softest imaginable beginning. A faint thinness in the early mist, patiently opening over billions of years into the spacious clearing where, at last, a small, warm world would form, and life would slowly arise, and a wondering mind would wake to look out at it all. The void was prepared for us, in a sense, across the whole long, patient history of the universe. Gently emptied, gently opened, gently made into the calm and spacious home we needed. And I find a tender thought in how the bright and the empty were made together. Two halves of one gentle process. The same patient gathering that built the luminous galaxies and the shining threads of the cosmic web, also, in the very same motion, opened the gentle clearings between them. The bright places and the empty places are not separate stories. They are one story, told together. As the matter drifted gently toward the denser regions to build the glowing web, it left behind, in the same soft motion, the spacious, calm clearings of the voids. The light and the emptiness arose together, shaped by the same gentle gravity over the same billions of patient years, each one the necessary companion of the other. So our clearing is not a place where something failed to form. It is the gentle companion of all the light around us, the calm, spacious counterpart of the bright cosmic web, shaped in the same patient motion, part of the same single, beautiful unfolding. The emptiness and the light were born together, grew together, belong together. And we rest in the gentle, spacious half of that ancient partnership, the calm clearing that was opened with infinite patience alongside all the light of the cosmos, across the whole long history of everything. There is a gentle, ongoing motion to the voids that I find quietly beautiful, and it speaks to the deep character of the universe. The clearings are slowly growing. Across the great ages, the voids of the cosmos are gently widening, opening, becoming a little more spacious all the time, and ours along with them. We have spoken of how the universe is slowly opening, the space between the galaxies gently stretching. This opening happens everywhere, but it happens a little more freely inside the voids. In the dense regions, the crowded threads of the cosmic web, gravity pulls inward and resists the opening, holding the galaxies together. But in the gentle clearings, where matter is sparse and gravity is soft, there is little to resist the opening, and so the voids stretch a little more freely, growing gradually wider and more spacious across the ages. The clearings of the cosmos are slowly opening like flowers in the slowest possible bloom, becoming gentler and more spacious with every passing eon. And as the voids grow, they make the whole universe gradually more spacious, more open, more full of gentle room. Far in the future, across timescales beyond all imagining, the clearings will be vaster still. The threads of the web stretched thinner, the great calm spaces grown even more immense. The deep tendency of the cosmos, on the largest scale, is toward more spaciousness, more openness, more gentle room. The voids slowly widening, the clearings slowly opening, the whole universe becoming, across the ages, a more spacious and uncrowded place. Now, this is so slow that it asks nothing of us but wonder. The growing of the voids unfolds across billions upon billions of years, across timescales so vast they dwarf the entire age of the Earth many times over. Nothing about our quiet home will change in any way we could ever feel. Not across your life, not across all of human history, not across the whole long future of life on Earth. The clearing will hold us, gently and stably, in its great calm, for longer than we can meaningfully imagine. The growing is real, but it is so gentle and so slow that it is simply the deep, patient breathing of the cosmos, far beneath the reach of any life. And I find a quiet comfort in living in a universe that opens rather than closes, that grows more spacious rather than more crowded across the great ages. We so often fear that things will close in, press down, run short. But the deep tendency of the cosmos is the opposite. It opens. It makes more room. The clearings widen, the voids gently grow, and the whole vast universe becomes, across the ages, a more open and spacious and gentle place. We live in an opening universe, in a gently growing clearing, with more room, not less, unfolding softly around us across all of time.
And perhaps you can let your own breathing follow that gentle opening tonight. As you lie in the dark, you might imagine the soft widening of our great clearing, the slow, gentle unfolding of space all around us, the patient making of more room that has been going on for billions of years and is going on still this very moment in the calm dark beyond your window. Let your breath slow and deepen into that opening. Let your held tightness loosen, the way the void gently loosens and widens. Let your crowded thoughts drift softly apart, the way the galaxies drift, into more room, more space, more gentle openness. You live in an opening clearing, in a universe whose deep nature is to make room. There is no need to feel closed in. All around you, gently, endlessly, the great clearing is widening, and there is room enough and more for you to let go and open and rest. So let the slow growing of the void be a comfort, not a concern. Our clearing is not closing in on us. It is opening gently all around us, making more room, more spaciousness, more peaceful quiet across ages beyond all imagining. We rest in a home that grows ever more spacious, ever more open, ever more gentle, across the great unfolding of time. There is a beautiful way that the voids of the cosmos leave their gentle mark on the oldest light in the universe, and it lets us see the great clearings written faintly across the whole sky. It involves the afterglow of the beginning, the first light, which we have spoken of on other nights, and the soft, cool shadows the voids cast upon it. That ancient first light fills all of space, in every direction, the gentle leftover glow of the universe's beginning. And as that light travels across the cosmos toward us, for nearly the whole age of the universe, it passes through the great structures that have formed along the way, through the dense threads of the cosmic web, and through the gentle clearings of the voids. And something soft and lovely happens as the light passes through a void. Because the void is gently underdense, and because it is slowly growing, the light loses just a tiny whisper of its energy crossing the great clearing, emerging just a hair cooler than the light that passed through denser regions. The voids leave faint, cool shadows on the ancient light, gentle, cold spots written softly across the sky. And astronomers can see them. When they map the temperature of that first light across the whole heavens, they find faint, cool patches. And when they look to see what lies in those directions, they find the great voids, the vast clearings, casting their gentle, cool shadows on the ancient glow. The emptiness writes itself softly onto the oldest light there is. The clearings of the cosmos leave their quiet fingerprints across the whole sky, faint and cool and gentle for us to read. I find something quietly wonderful in this. The voids are so vast and so subtle that we could never see them directly, never photograph their gentle emptiness. And yet, they reveal themselves softly in the faint cooling of the most ancient light, in gentle shadows cast across the afterglow of the beginning. The great clearings whisper their presence to us, written delicately into the oldest light in the universe, if only we know how to look. Our own clearing and all its sibling voids across the cosmos leave their soft, cool marks on the ancient glow, a gentle map of the spacious emptinesses woven through all of space. There is a tenderness in that, I think, that even the emptiest, most spacious places of the cosmos leave a gentle trace, a soft fingerprint on the oldest light, a quiet way of saying, here is a clearing, here is a calm and open space, here is one of the great, gentle emptinesses of the universe. Nothing in the cosmos is truly invisible, truly without trace. Even the great voids whisper softly across the ancient light, and we, patient and attentive, have learned to hear them.
There is an old and gentle lesson that our quiet clearing teaches, and it is one of the most peaceful truths in all of cosmology. For a long time, we humans wanted to be at the center of things, at the center of the universe, the most important place.
And slowly, across the centuries, we learned that we are not at any center at all. And tonight, I want to offer you why that is not a loss, but a quiet gift. Long ago, we believed the earth sat at the center of everything, with all the heavens turning around us. Then we learned the earth circles the sun. Then that the sun is just one star among hundreds of billions, far out in the quiet suburbs of our galaxy. Then that our galaxy is just one among hundreds of billions more. And now we learn that even our place among the galaxies is not central. That we live not in the crowded heart of the cosmos, but off in one of its gentle clearings, a quiet void far from the dense and crowded places. At every step, we have been gently moved from the center, out toward the spacious, quiet edges of things. And it would be possible to hear all of that as a kind of diminishment, a long demotion, a steady shrinking of our importance. But I want to offer you the opposite, because I believe it is the truer way to feel it. To live far from the center is not to live lost. It is to live in the quiet, spacious places, in the gentle suburbs, the calm clearings, the peaceful countryside of the cosmos, far from the crowded, turbulent hearts of things. The center of the universe, the dense, crowded clusters, are places of violence and turbulence. The quiet edges, the gentle voids, are places of peace. We were not exiled to the margins. We were given the calm and spacious countryside, the quiet clearing where a world could rest in peace and life could slowly unfold, and a wondering mind could wake in stillness. There is a deep peace, I think, in letting go of the need to be at the center. The center is crowded, loud, turbulent, dangerous. The quiet places, the spacious edges, the gentle clearings are where peace lives. To find ourselves not at the center, but in a calm void, far from the crowded heart, is not to find ourselves lost. It is to find ourselves home, in the quiet, spacious, peaceful countryside of the cosmos. Exactly the kind of gentle place where a small, warm world could circle its star undisturbed for the billions of years that life and wonder need to slowly arise. So let go, tonight, of any need to be central, important, at the heart of things. We live in the quiet countryside of the universe, in a gentle, spacious clearing far from the crowded center. And that is not a smallness or a loss. It is a profound and peaceful gift, the calm, undisturbed, spacious home in which our world has rested through all the long ages, and in which you are resting quietly tonight. And there is a gentle freedom in this too, that reaches beyond cosmology and into the way we might hold our own lives. So much of our striving, so much of our restlessness comes from wanting to be at the center, to be important, to be noticed, to be at the heart of things. But the universe offers a quieter wisdom. The center is crowded and turbulent. The peace is at the edges, in the quiet places, in the gentle clearings far from the noise. To accept a place that is not central, to rest in the quiet countryside rather than striving for the crowded heart, is not to settle for less. It is to find the very thing the crowded center can never offer: stillness, spaciousness, peace. The void teaches us, gently, that the quiet edges are where rest lives. So perhaps you can let yourself rest tonight, in not needing to be at the center of anything. Like our small world in its gentle clearing, far from the turbulent heart of the cosmos, you can let go of the striving to be central and simply rest in the quiet, spacious place where you are, which is, after all, the place where peace actually lives. The universe found its calm not at the center, but in the gentle clearings. And so, perhaps, can you tonight, resting quietly in your own peaceful corner of the great, spacious dark.
There is something I want you to know about the time we live in, because it fills me with a quiet wonder, and it connects beautifully to our place inside the void. We are alive in a rare and luminous moment, a time when we can still see the whole vast universe around us, still read its history, still understand the great clearing that holds us. And that will not always be possible, because the universe is slowly opening and the voids are slowly growing. The distant galaxies are very gradually drifting beyond the reach of sight. Far in the future, unimaginably far, across timescales beyond all imagining. A mind that looks up from a world like ours will see only its own galaxy, alone in a dark that gives no other light, with no way to know that the great cosmic web of light ever shone, no way to read the history of the universe, no way to discover the gentle clearing that holds them. The luminous cosmos we can see tonight will, in that distant age, have drifted beyond all seeing. But that is not our time. We live now in the bright open morning of the universe, when the great web of light still shines around us, when the ancient first light still reaches us carrying the story of the beginning, when we can still look out across the void and see the distant galaxies and trace the whole vast structure of the cosmos. We are among the rare minds in the rare age who can still see it all, who can still look out from our quiet clearing and behold the entire luminous architecture of the universe and understand where we are and how we came to be. We were born in time to see it. That is a gift almost beyond measure. And there is something especially poignant about seeing it all from inside our quiet void. Because we live in a gentle clearing, far from the crowded threads, we have a wide and open view, a spacious vantage, looking out across the great calm emptiness toward the distant luminous web that surrounds us. From our peaceful clearing, the whole cosmos is laid out before us, near enough to see, clear enough to understand, and we have the stillness and the spaciousness to behold it. We live in the quiet countryside of the cosmos, in the bright morning of time, with a wide open view of the whole luminous universe, and the eyes and the minds and the wonder to take it in. So let yourself feel tonight how rare and precious this is. To be alive now, in the bright open morning of the universe, in a quiet spacious clearing with a wide view of the whole cosmos, with a mind that can understand what it sees. This is a fortune almost beyond reckoning. The window is open now. The light still reaches us now. The whole great luminous universe is still here for us to behold from our peaceful clearing in this rare bright morning of time. And that is a gift to rest in, with quiet gratitude as you drift toward sleep. And gratitude, I think, is one of the gentlest doorways into rest. To lie in the dark and feel simply thankful. Thankful for the quiet clearing that shelters us, for the wide view it gives us of the whole luminous cosmos, for the bright morning of time we happen to be born into, for the eyes that can see and the mind that can wonder, is to let the heart grow soft and quiet and full. We did nothing to earn this. We did not arrange to be born in the rare, bright morning of the universe, in a peaceful, spacious clearing with a clear view of everything. It was simply given, a vast and gentle gift of timing and place. And to feel that gift with quiet thanks as you lie in the dark is to let the small worries of the day grow quiet and the heart settle and rest come gently. So let gratitude be the gentle current that carries you towards sleep tonight. Gratitude for this rare, bright morning, for this peaceful, spacious clearing, for the wide and luminous view of the cosmos we have been given, for the simple, improbable gift of being here, now, awake and wondering, in the quiet countryside of the universe, while the whole great web of light still shines softly around us. There is so much to be grateful for, written across the whole spacious dark. And in that gratitude, the heart grows quiet, and rest comes softly, like the gentle light of a morning that is, for now and for all our lives, still shining.
Let me pause here, in the middle of our journey through the great clearing, for something gentle. Because as we drift together through this vast, quiet void, I am struck by a soft and beautiful thought, that you are not drifting through it alone. Across this one small, warm world, in this one rare, bright morning of the universe, there are others, like you, listening in the dark. It is a strange and lovely thing to consider. Right now, as you rest in the quiet, scattered across our small blue world, across its cities and its quiet countrysides, its late nights and its early mornings, there are others lying awake too, or drifting toward sleep, listening to these same gentle words, contemplating the same vast clearing that holds us all. We are all here together on this one small, warm world, in this one quiet corner of the cosmic void. Billions of small waking minds, each one a rare and precious light, all of us sharing the same gentle clearing, the same bright morning of time, the same spacious, quiet home. And if it moves you, even a little, to feel that quiet kinship, to know that you are part of a whole world of minds resting together under the same vast emptiness, then I would gently invite you to do something. In the comments, if you like, you might leave a single word, or simply the name of the place you are listening from tonight. A soft hello from one small corner of our shared clearing to all the others. It is a gentle thing to feel the quiet web of all of us, scattered across this one warm world, listening together in the dark, beneath the same great, spacious void. A small word left in the quiet, a gentle marker that says, I am here too, resting in the same clearing, under the same vast and gentle sky. And if these journeys through the cosmos help you find some calm at the end of your days, then subscribing is the surest way to let the next one find you on another quiet night. It is the simplest way to keep these gentle drifts through the great clearing coming to you, whenever you need a place of stillness to rest. But that is all. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Let the thought go now and return to the quiet and to the vast, gentle emptiness that holds us all together in the same peaceful dark. Because that is perhaps the most beautiful thing about our shared clearing, that we rest in it together. Not alone, not scattered, not lost, but together, a whole world of waking minds gathered on one small, warm world in the same quiet void, each of us looking out at the same vast cosmos, each of us a rare and precious light in the great, gentle dark. You are not drifting through the emptiness alone. You are drifting through it together with everyone, held in the same peaceful clearing, under the same ancient sky. There is one more turn to this story of our quiet clearing, and it is the most intimate of all. Because the great spacious emptiness that surrounds us is not only out there, in the vast void between the galaxies. It is also within you, woven through your very atoms, closer than your own breath. You are made of the same gentle spaciousness as the void that holds you. We have learned, on other nights,
that every atom is almost entirely empty space, a tiny, dense center with a vast, gentle hollow around it. So you, like everything made of atoms, are mostly spacious, mostly open, mostly the same gentle emptiness that fills the great clearing around us. The void between the galaxies and the void within your atoms are the same kind of spaciousness, gentle, open, peaceful room. You are not separate from the great emptiness that holds you. You are made of it. You are a small, warm, gathered pattern of the universe's own spaciousness, holding its shape for a little while, here in the quiet dark.
And so there is a deep harmony between you and your cosmic home. You rest inside a great, gentle clearing, a vast, spacious emptiness. And you yourself are a small, gentle clearing, a vast, spacious emptiness, gathered for a while into a warm and wondering shape. The spaciousness without and the spaciousness within are one and the same gentle thing, the same soft openness that runs through all of existence, from the void between the galaxies to the hollow heart of every atom in your resting body. You are spaciousness, resting within spaciousness. Emptiness, gently gathered, at home within the greater emptiness that made it. I find a deep peace in this, and I hope you can too, as sleep draws near. You do not need to feel separate from the great void around you, gazing at it across some unbridgeable distance. You are part of it. You are made of the same gentle spaciousness. The emptiness that holds you and the emptiness that fills you are the same soft openness, the same quiet room, the same gentle spaciousness woven through all things. You are not a stranger in the void. You are a small, warm gathering of the void itself, resting tonight within the greater calm from which you came and to which you belong. As the night deepens and sleep draws near, let the great cosmic void that holds us become fully the spacious and peaceful clearing in which you rest. We began with what sounded like a frightening fact, that we live inside a hole in the universe. And piece by piece, we have seen that emptiness transform. It is not a barren nothing, but a gentle clearing, softly scattered with galaxies. It is not a lonely desert, but the most peaceful place in the cosmos, the quiet countryside, far from the violence of the crowded clusters. It is not a flaw, but an essential half of the most beautiful structure that exists. It was shaped with infinite patience across the whole age of the universe, gently opened into the calm home we needed. And it is the same gentle spaciousness that runs through your very atoms, closer than your breath. So let the great clearing hold you now, gently, as the peaceful home it truly is. Let the vast spaciousness feel like room to breathe, like the calm of a wide, quiet glade, like the deep peace of the gentlest countryside there is. Let your small, crowded worries loosen and drift, like leaves on a slow, calm current, out into the great, peaceful emptiness of the void. You do not have to do anything at all tonight. The great clearing will go on holding our world in peace, as it always has. The gentle drift will carry us softly through the calm. The web of light will shine quietly beyond the spacious dark. And the small, warm world will go on circling gently, carrying you safely through the peaceful void and into the morning. Sleep well. The void is vast and gentle and peaceful, and you are a rare and precious light resting within it, sheltered, held, home, made of the same soft emptiness as the great calm clearing that holds you. You were never lost in a desert of space. You were always resting in the quiet countryside of the cosmos. The gentle, spacious, peaceful clearing that has cradled our world through all the ages, and that is cradling you softly tonight, as it always has. Good night.